Hello my dear Taurus, and welcome to the channel. Sorry for having your reading come out so late, but as I was telling Virgo, I actually waited for an occasion to dig my hands deep into some earth, as to get more of this earth energy and understand it a bit better. Now, for the other signs, it's like I had like one row, or I split the first row into two rows because there were many cards and it didn't fit in the filming. But for you, I had this first row come up, and it's like I wanted to clarify this Three of Cups and not have you hanging like the people in this card are levitating. So I wanted to clarify that Three of Cups right there, and this whole row popped out of the deck. And I said, okay, that there are too many cards, and I started shuffling, and after some time, again, the same pack of cards popped out again. And I said, okay, apparently it wants to come out and be heard and communicated this way. So I think you're the sign that got the most cards, because I'm doing one single row to clarify the month's energy. So as I said, welcome to the channel. Any like, subscribe or share would will be greatly appreciated if you can give some of your energy in that way. So let's look at your spread here. We have the Ace of Wands, Five of Cups, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, Six of Swords, Three of Cups, Page of Swords, a lot of swords, 14 Temperance, Two of Pentacles, One the Magician, Four the Emperor, and Nine of Wands. Usually I would go through each card explaining what it signifies and how it relates to you, but because we have so many cards, I'm just gonna step into the general meaning of the cards for the month of April. Just by looking at them, I can see that you are in a love relationship, involved with someone, or thinking about someone from your past. There's a lot of swords here, so I'm thinking a lot of arguments, sharp words being exchanged or were exchanged in the past, either by you or another person. And just like Virgo, you have the Ace of Wands with the Nine of Wands here, alluding to the fact that somehow you have a 10 of Wands as a general feeling for general energy for the month of April. Excuse my cough. So, dear Taurus, I think you have a lot of burdens on you now, a lot of tasks, a lot of things to do. Your to-do list may be really, really crowded by all the things that you're trying to achieve here in the month of April. It's not a stagnant month. You may feel it as being stagnant because in the first part of the month I see a lot of energy that is happening on the inside of you and another person, but towards the middle of the month I see a bit of action, and you end up the month with internalized energy also. So the Ten of Wands is an energy that is talking about carrying a very heavy load, and it's somewhat expected for you, Taurus, because you're like this Goliath for the people around you that can actually put on you so many things, like they can crowd your to-do list. It's like the people around, they have this sort of an access in your to-do list, and they can also write like, I need this done, can you do this for me please? And because you can actually carry a heavy load, carry a lot even for those around you. It's a normal thing for the people around Earth dominant people to put heavy things onto them, because you know the element of Earth can hold a lot of things, and it's so nurturing to all around that I don't think they even think twice before doing so. So you're carrying a heavy load, so I would give you a word of advice as to really take care where you're walking, how you're walking, while you're driving, while you're out and about. Really take care, really look clearly where you're walking, where you're going, what you're doing, and so on and so forth. So with the Ace of Wands starting the month, it's like this is like your life mission that is being illuminated now. It's like you're getting very clear upon what it is that you want to do in life, or maybe this is like a compass needle. This is your inner compass needle that is pointing towards a direction. And you actually see the sun here coming up with these beautiful rays. So I'm thinking in a way that you're getting very clear upon how your work life needs to look, or how would you want your family life to look, or this is a one, this is fire energy. This is also the will that we use in our exterior to manifest things. So it's being illuminated, and when you illuminate something, you're getting very clear upon the shape of that element. If this camera would actually focus today. Good, great, now we have focus. So you're getting very clear upon maybe the form of a project that you wish to take it in that direction, so it looks like this. But if you look closely here in this card, you have the two doves, peace doves. So dear Taurus, at the beginning of April, or close to that date, because you know in tarot time is very fluid, it's like you have this aha moment where you actually get real with yourself and realize that I want a bond, a relationship, a stable thing that looks like this. Not necessarily like this card, but inside of you, you have this mental image. It's crystal clear with this here. You're getting very serious upon what you want to manifest in your life. Like, I want my relationship to be like this, and so and so. Very clear. It's like you have the backbone of it, but you also have things that branch off from it, okay? But the central thing, the backbone of this idea, this project, this relationship that you want becomes very clear to you. And once you have this, it's very hard for you to stray from the direction that this is pointing in. So you're gonna do some sort of readjustment here in the month of April once this aha moment catches up with you. In the month of April, towards the end, the sun will finally reach your first house. So it's like a birthday month for you. So happy birthday in advance. I will also tell you happy birthday in the month of May. But happy birthday for you. And before your birthday comes in, before the sun enters your first house, it's actually going through your 12th house. Now the 12th house is a very it's a very subconscious house. It deals with the subconscious, the unconscious. It's like the closet. It's that part of the zodiac wheel where you store your skeletons, you know, the closet with the skeletons. And once you bring light into this 12th house of subconscious, it's like you need to clean out the old. And it's very hard for you to really take patience with the process, because it's very hard for you to let go. You can hold on to things for years on end. And you do this because you need to get all the facts right. You need all the things laid out so you can clearly see it. And even then, it's like you need several days to actually think about, am I throwing this out, or am I keeping it? And if we're talking about the people, you may keep people past their expiration date because you're a very committed sign. You're also Earth, and you're very nurturing, so you can also carry a lot, as I said before. So this could easily make you into an enabler if you're dealing with a narcissistic person, or with people that are dealing with addictions and so on and so forth. So really do take care of yourself, because I've seen this several times with Tauruses, that just because they're so able to give, and they can give so much, they can be used and manipulated by other people. And it's not like it, you can even carry the heartbreak of it with you, and it's no problem, okay? But really, no one takes care of you in a way, because you're so independent, so fixed, so capable, and you can end up giving a lot and not receiving much, not even being taken care of. So I would suggest you do a thorough cleanup until the end of the month, because once your compass is set and the sun reaches your first house, it's time to act in that traditional Taurus way. You see the bull's eye and you aim towards it, like pacing yourself. You're gonna reach that that final destination. So as I was talking with that cleaning up here, let's see, Ace of Wands, getting clear upon what type of relationship that you want. And now you're traveling a bit in your mind and in your heart, in your past, and with your present also. Five of Cups. This is an unbalanced, it's an unbalanced card, because it's a 5, and usually it talks about the fives talk about changes, and it's also related to 5 the Hierophant, which is your card. Now I'm thinking that you're doing some sort of a sacrifice here. If you look closely at this person, they they are doing some sort of blood ritual here. It's like they're hooded and they're spilling some blood here. There are 3 cups here spilled on the ground, and if you look closely you can actually see goldfish here. So I'm thinking you're traveling in your mind and in your heart you're traveling through time in the past and also in the present, and it's somehow you have, maybe you have several options here or had several experiences about this wand. The aces usually talk about a new beginning, but in order to have this new beginning unsoiled, untainted, okay, it's like you need to spill some blood. It's like you need to give up old relationships or people that no longer suit you, that maybe have sacrificed your blood and now you sacrifice theirs. So you need to give up many people, and it's like towards the end with this card I feel like you're trying to analyze so many things, but the most important ones, it's like you're leaving them last. If you already spilled these cups, I'm thinking that maybe these are not so important. It's like you have a hierarchy of people, and the least important, it's like you just throw them out, and then you get to the next step and actually relive certain things in your head, then keep, I don't know, keep the good memories, then throw everything else away. But it's doing this process of cleaning up that gets you here to the last two cups that you're holding. And you're holding these two cups, maybe it's your soul and another's soul, you know? Or maybe these are two people that you were involved with, or maybe you're still involved with one of them. We don't know what this person will do with the last two, but they're being held up against here. There's a waterfall in the background, and water usually is a symbol for emotions and memories. So emotional memories here with these two cups that you're holding in your hand. This is a card, the Five of Cups is a card that it's somehow the time is very fluid in this card. As I've told you, you may be thinking about people from the past, bonds from the past, or bonds from the present, and they're all here present in this one card. Also, talking about cups, if I associate the cups with the hearts, because if you look at a heart, it's like a cup. It's like a grail in which you can put things like blood is the liquid that gives us life, that maintains life, through which we get all the cells in our bodies get nourished. And here is the grail that holds the blood. So I'm thinking here you're holding two hearts in your hand. Maybe it's yours and your partner, or maybe these are two people that you're dealing with. Although I know Taurus to be a very traditional sign, and two people would not be a likely thing for a Taurus, but I don't know. You need to apply these cards to your specific situation. Now, this person with the two cups, the last of them that haven't been spilled, it's like he's trying to pass judgment upon them. What will I do with these last two cups? And before you spill them, I think that you will look very closely at them. As I told you, you need to have all the facts right, you need to have everything laid out before you clean it out. So while going through the different degrees of bonding with people and the importance of the relationship, you get to these last two cups. And you're trying to pass judgment, but before you do that, you need to look very closely at them. Look inside of them. And maybe you need to, while you're doing this, you're also looking very, very deep into your own soul. And while you're there, poor Taurus, this is what you find in your grail, in your heart, the Three of Swords. This is heartbreak. You and the other person, you both have heartbreak deeply seated in your heart. Now, if you look closely at the Ace of Wands and Three of Swords, you can clearly see the rays here and here. This is the core self of your soul, of your heart, and this pain in here is pointing right in it. And you also have the rays here that illuminate this wand. So I'm thinking, in order for the sun to shine 360 here all over, you need, in order to get this new beginning, start to actually exercising with this wand, you need to deal with the heartbreak and the hardship that you have been through or are going through. And this is very hard to do for Taurus. This is heartbreaking. I can almost feel your your energy. Dealing with the heartbreak is very hard. And I'm thinking both of you, you and your partner, or the person you're thinking about, have this deep wound inside of you. Sorry, there was an interruption. Now, both of you feel this heartbreak, and this heartbreak, it may have brought you down, or the other person. Because after the Three of Swords, it escalates into a Ten of Swords. This is a death of authority. This is a king being backstabbed. And he's left out in this cold environment for the wolves to smell him. There's no one here to help him. He's alone and he is dead. So it's a downfall of a type of authority. So you and the other person, I think both of you actually felt this, the end of your relationship or the event that brought on this heartbreak as being very consequential. It has done a number on you. It somehow has killed you, both of you. So swords usually deal with arguments, sharp words, and not only do they strike your heart, but they strike you as a person. They strike you dead. They knock you off your feet. You're feeling betrayed, defeated in a way. So this is like death and minor arcana. You or the other person, if you were dealing with evolved person, they may show their energy as a king, and they may have used their words in very sharp ways towards you, heated arguments. And it's quite a funny thing when you're dealing with someone and you're at it mid-fight, and it's like each and one of you has so many arguments with which you strike the other's heart. But at the end of the day, you cannot apply arguments to feelings, to emotions. It's like they're two different languages. You can apply words and arguments to a project, to the workplace, to solving a situation, but it's very hard when you're trying to apply swords, arguments, when you're trying to apply the mind to the heart. It's a funny thing. People think that the heart is actually controlled by the mind, but it's actually the other way around. It has been discovered, the fact that you have some neurons that the heart has some neuron tissue, and some of them actually go from the heart to the brain. So it's quite an interesting question, actually. Who is in charge? Is it the brain or is it the heart? I'm thinking that it's the heart that controls the brain, but the brain is a very complex machinery, and it wants to do its own thing. It wants to rule the whole body. So I'm thinking somehow, besides doing a number on both of your hearts, this event here will do a number on your mind also, because this is like when you feel so much defeat, it's like it's very hard to sleep. It's very hard to go about your daily life in the way that you have so far. Now with the Ten of Swords, if you have been dealing with a person that is on a power trip, that it's maybe you have been dealing with an air sign or someone who embodies this air sign, like being all up in your head and forgetting that you have a beating heart that's keeping you alive. So this person may have tried to act as an authority in your life, and that is a very, very wrong attitude to manifest in a relationship. In a relationship, you're equals and you help each other out and you do certain things for one another. So the way that this person acted, trying to manifest like an authority in your life, telling you how to do things, backstabbing you, or trying to fight with you whenever you didn't live up to their words or arguments or expectations, this type of attitude needs to go. So out the door. This is an ending. 10 signifies an ending. So I'm pretty sorry for you and your partner, because this really seems unhealthy here. So you have the Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords going to a Ten of Swords, then a Six of Swords. Now with the Six of Swords, it's like you have all the bad arguments with you. It's like you know each and every one of them. Do you need to take them with you? No, you don't. You actually don't, but it's like you need to take them with you, as to remember how hard it was for you to actually go through this event. You're not keeping all of them, you're just keeping 6 of them. And here I see you somewhat in this small box there. In that small box there, I think that you are cherishing and taking with you your heart. It's like, I've been through this and my heart cannot take no more. So I will take my heart and the things, the arguments, all the bad words that came towards me, all the things that hurt, and I'm taking them with me so I can analyze them in a safer place. This is relating somehow to the way you go about things, Taurus, because you keep on even the worst things, because you unbox them at a later time and you analyze them, and then you actually make yourself better because you take them one by one, analyze them. It's like, this is not true, or this may be true but not to the degree or not in the form or shape that this person presented this to me. Maybe they told you like you're like this, okay, and it may be alluding to the fact that you may need to tweak and change certain things, but that is up for you to decide. It's not up to this other person to come and stab you with bad energy or bad words. We see these two people here in a boat, and the boat is like a small ship, relationship. So you're moving away from this bad event that happened here. You're moving away from this relationship, and I'm seeing here like your feminine side and your masculine side. This looks like the hermit with his stick here, but here he has the sun symbol over his head, so he is being enlightened. And what does he do best? He goes away from society. And I think here it's your masculine side that out of protection is taking your feminine, vulnerable, outgiving side away from this horrible situation just by using the wand. It's like the wand is calling us in another direction, so you're taking yourself away from this. I'm actually sorry for the things that you went through, Taurus. I can almost feel your pain in my heart. And as I said, it's like because you're such a capable sign, capable of going through many bad things. It's like this here, this one person is dying, a part of them is dying after this heartbreak, and you somehow are trying to keep your soul safe and going away. It's like this thing here is encompassed by two threes, because here you have the Three of Swords, the event that struck your hearts here, leading to a death of a personality trait maybe within a person. Maybe now they know that they cannot shout and act like an asshole or they cannot be abusive like they were with you, and you are stepping away. But here you have the Three of Cups. So I don't know what is happening between you two, but it's like you have the heartbreak, this is the aftermath, and here you're still together. Also, not only together, but there's a third party, there's someone else involved with you guys here. This is an ending, but here you have the Three of Cups. It's like I'm seeing three hearts. I don't like to interpret this card as being a three-party situation, but here for you, with the Three of Swords here, it's like just it's there for me to see. I can't really go interpret it in another way. So what is this about? The Three of Cups. We see these three people in levitation with three cups, the cups of their heart, and they're about to fall into the water here, like the three fishes are. So fishes, you may be dealing with an fish with the Pisces, the fish with Pisces, or another water sign, Cancer or Scorpio. And these three people are about to fall into the water, and water is, as I said earlier, emotional memories, emotional waters. And free, it's like there's some sort of, it's either a pregnancy or there is this three-party situation here. If there would have been just the Three of Cups, I would say that, okay, you had death here of a way that someone acted. Usually the King of Swords, he doesn't show up here, but this is the King of Swords being killed here. It's like that abusive side of your partner needs to die and go. They usually are. The King of Swords is a person that is very analytical, and they're disconnected from their emotions. You may be also dealing, you know, there are certain people that somehow they are lacking like this emotional side to them. It's like they just don't have it in a way, and they mimic it somehow by playing games and saying big words. And if you've been dealing with such a person here with the Ten of Swords, his attitude and the way that he's been dealing with you needs to go, because you're here just going away, moving, stepping away from all this guilt, drama, hardship, pain, and so on. And you're both stepping into, right into the Three of Cups. This could be like a baptism of you, the other person, and your relationship, like an emotional waters, and you could make it sacred again and make it beautiful. But here it's a three-party relationship, and I don't like the general interpretation, like everyone that's getting this card usually says this, but here it's pretty clear there. So you find out, you find yourself here in this situation, and it's like, how did this transpire into this? How does this heartbreak lead to a Three of Cups situation? You're still gonna love a person after going through all of this, because you're holding the cups here and the Five of Cups, and here there's another cup being added to the equation. So maybe now looking back at things, maybe now you're finally getting the fact that you have been played, or you have played the other person, or there was another person involved in your situation, and that is sad. I'm sorry for you. Continuing with the swords, after the Three of Cups situation, when you actually realize this, when this comes to your awareness, it's like coming out of a war here, and then you get into this more dysfunctional place. Like, I don't know how you could do, maybe you still keep in touch somehow and you end up here and you find that out. Then I see you emerging as the Page of Swords. It's like the wand that you were clear about at the beginning of April now becomes a very powerful sword that's more bigger than you. And you hold this truth in high regard, and you use it to hack and slash left and right, like, everyone just step away from me. Everyone get your tentacles out of me. Stop draining my energy, because you can sustain so many people with your energy and your generosity. And here I see you being very wild, untamed. It's like you're a rebel without a cause, just because you need some peace and quiet, just because you need to sit and reconsider this. It's like, oh my god, this has been done to me, I cannot believe. Like, step back from me, because I am going to hack and slash. Really do take care with this, because it's like a truth that can also hurt your own soul. It's like, if you're not careful how you wield it, it's also you can hurt yourself with this sword. It's like Taurus runs the risk of self-impaling themselves somehow, just because they need some self-care, some self-nurturing, some peace and quiet. And I would encourage you, with all the death and blood ritual here, blood spilling here, also with the, really do take care where you're going, how you're handling yourself. Don't run around with sharp objects, you know, all the things that you would tell to a kid. really pay attention around you. Now the Page of Swords is like an antenna, okay? So they're not very experienced, but they strongly believe in the sword that they have. They don't have the necessary experience with handling the sword, but they really do believe in it. They are fighting for something. And here I think you're fighting for this wand. It's like, you know how a relationship should be, and this wand actually transforms into a sword that you can wield now. You're inexperienced, but you're gonna wield the sword around you, like, this is the thing that I want, and I will accept nothing less than Ace of Wands. So this is I don't have favorites, but this is one of my least favorite cards, because this is a person that has this only one thing that they care about, the sword, and how they wield it. And the sword usually is like a truth, an argument. It's something that is mental. It's mental. For you here, I think it's healthy that it came up in a way, because I think you need to learn to protect yourself. The month of April is about you cutting to the heart of the matter and getting clear that the situation was not healthy. This actually hurt you a great lot. And you know how it is said that in relationships, 50% is you, 50% is the other person. I think you need to realize the fact that you can enable someone to do so much damage, more than 50%, because you're in a very passive position. Taurus is a fixed feminine sign. Once you get started with the thing, you see that thing through, but I think you've seen more than you needed to see in this particular situation. It's like this person could have removed themselves from your life earlier on, rather than sticking around to show you their death, how they're dying, this three-party relationship, stabbing you with more arguments and petty fights, just petty fights. I'm sorry if you have been dealing with a very devolved person that doesn't know when to stop, when they don't know when enough is enough. They don't know when enough is enough, because if they would have done this with someone else, that person would have said stop at the first sword. But just because you're a Taurus, it's like you can take several swords, and then some more, and then death and heartbreak and a three-party situation. Then it's like you're Goliath. You're this emotional titan that is outgiving, that is forgiving, that even when the things get rough, it's like the only thing that you will do is remove yourself from the situation, because you're so caring towards others, okay? You know that they are going through a phase. They forget the fact that they are going through a phase, and they manifest all this drama. If they would have gone together with another person through this, maybe this card would have popped up, but not the rest. Just because you're a Taurus and you can take it, you're gonna have all this bullshit thrown at you. All this nonsense here. And I can't really, like, if you could leave me a comment and explain to me how you can go from a heartbreak to this and then a three-party situation, please do so. Leave me a comment explaining how. So here with the Page of Swords, I think you're starting to get the idea that no one is looking after you, and you actually need to protect yourself, even if you need to be this rebel without a cause. And classic for the Taurus, even if you manifest this Page of Swords energy, and I told you they could axe anyone around them, even yourself. It's like the two horns that you have now, it's this wand and this big sword. So these are your horns for the month of April. The thing that you need. Really step up to the plate and fight for yourself. And classical, as I said, that's like so much drama is being thrown at you and you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. I see you here being okay, like really stepping out of the situation. Everybody step back because I have my horns together and I will poke you. It's like even now, still, you're trying to manifest some sort of temperance. I don't know how you would manifest temperance in this sort of a situation, really. When someone gets you down, I would expect to see the Hierophant or some sort of a king or queen card, but you're not showing up in your own reading as that. You're just here like panicked, like you just got out of it, and this is the only thing that you could grab. This is the only thing that's gonna keep you safe. And you don't know how to keep your own self safe, and you're learning now, but also manifesting a bit of temperance. It's like your monocle almost fell off during an argument, Taurus. Really. The Temperance card talks about this is like an alchemist. So it's like swishing these liquids around until you get the right formula for healing potion. It's like you need to heal yourself with love and care and experience and working these liquids. It's like you're gonna heal the wounds. Okay, here is the caduceus. I don't know how it's called actually. It's the sign of Mercury. He also has the wings here. So it's like taking a moment in time to regain your strength, recover, being in touch with nature, using your abilities to find a magic concoction cocktail that will heal your soul. And it's a very funny thing here, Taurus. Really do take care, because I'm getting the feeling that this person with the last two cards, they went through their mind about the story that they have been through and how they got out. Because this card, I told you, it's funny with the timeline. It's like you're going through this now, or you have gone through this in your mind. It's like you're emotionally traveling through time, remembering the bad things, these two cups, okay? Just going about it through your mind. And now we're back in the present with the Page of Swords. So this whole story has done a number on you. And here it's like, what are you gonna do with the last two cups? Oh, we're gonna make this awesome cocktail here, because I'm getting the impression that I can heal this. Maybe I can transform this with the alchemist here. Maybe there's another chance for me and that person. Oh, Taurus, you don't need this person. Maybe you love them dearly. Maybe for those of you that were in abusive love relationships, just walk away from it. Use this alchemist card to heal yourself, okay? If you really think in the heart of you that this is the person that you want to spend your whole life with, and the pointer of your compass is pointing in their direction, good luck with manifesting temperance here, because I don't know how you will be towards this person. With the Page of Swords and a Temperance, it's like, yes, I want to heal this and do this, but then I can cut you. Stay away. But here, drink this potion I have concocted for the both of us, because we need to go manifest this one. This is the relationship that I want. So here, drink this, heal yourself, but then I can stab you again. So it's very... And Page of Swords is actually with its back to this Temperance card. So I'm thinking there's some sort of rift within your personality, within your soul about the situation. Not only that, but you also have the Two of Pentacles coming up here with, you know, like, let's juggle this situation. What are we gonna do about this situation? So first, you're cleaning up the space. It's like you get the wand here, but you need to back off from it, turn your back towards it in order to clean up some things. So you're with the two wands, with the two cups here, and you're going about the situation in your mind. You barely make it out of the dysfunction. And it's like, yeah, sure, I can fix this. I think I can fix this. Really take the Alchemist card and work with your own soul. Really swish the liquids around and clean everything up. If this was poison here, maybe these were poisoned also. Really clean the poison from your system. When you forgive the other person and just take the experience of it, you can heal the both of you. You can heal the other person from afar. Like, thank you for this experience. It was horrible, but now I know what power I have. I just need a bit of healing now. So here, you're making the cocktail. You're swishing things around. Here, you're weighing the things. Here, you're making the cocktail to get healed. And here, it's like you suddenly are juggling with it. This is a side note for those of you who are doing, who are working with other people. It's like giving them advice, and somehow you're getting money through this advice. I think this what has been in the past, or what has been in the future that you just gotten out of. I think it is very good for your work in a way. It's like I'm seeing the idea that, you know, bottle that thing up and just sell it here with the Pentacles. No, this is great experience. You can actually teach others a great deal. You have some sort of black belt experience, black belt experience here with this that you have gotten through. If you're still with this person, I think that you somehow are juggling things inside of you, like which side of me should I show towards them? Is it gonna be this Page of Swords, or is it gonna be the Alchemist, like the one who actually believes in repairing and fixing and healing this relationship? And also with the Two of Swords, maybe you're juggling two people. I don't think Taurus usually does this, but maybe for some of you it applies, who knows. I also talked with the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Wands. Watch where you are going. Here with the Two of Pentacles, it's a balanced card because you have the two, but it's a very unbalanced thing. With this person stepping over this log here. So I would mind you again to look where you're going, okay, while you're juggling these things in your life. Two of Pentacles talks about the infinity symbol, so you may be starting a repetitive pattern with someone. Please don't do that. Maybe you're juggling family life, friends, work, and it's doing also a number on your heart. on the heart chakra, because you see this pentacle, it's right above this person's chest here. So you may be dealing with, you know, the past, like really trying to fix yourself, getting over this, or you're gonna be restarting an old pattern with this person if you're the one that believes that you can actually fix this. You know what is best for your individual situation. You're gonna get more experience out of it. Then we have 1 the Magician and 4 the Emperor. So with this 2 of Pentacles here being shielded on both sides by 14 the Temperance and 1 and 4 here, the Magician and the Emperor. So I'm thinking you're kind of oscillating between really nurturing yourself, being on your own, really living up to your expectation in your idea of what a great life should be, and how a relationship really should manifest. And you're oscillating between that and actually going towards this person that you have been involved with. And with 1 the Magician and 4 the Emperor, this may be 2 sides of sorry Taurus, Mercury retrograde ran out of memory on my card, so I had to pause for a second. So as I was telling you, you're between 2 14s here, like 14 the Temperance card, being an alchemist, fixing yourself, being okay on your own, actually nurturing yourself, healing those wounds or those deep-seated wounds that you have here, your mind, your soul, your body, your everything. Maybe you want to try out a new workout routine, or maybe a new health habit, maybe a new diet or way of eating, really taking care of yourself. And with the 2 of Pentacles here, you're oscillating between this 14 and 1 the Magician and 4 the Emperor, another 14. If you add them up, the 14, 1 plus 4 is 5, alluding to you. So you're manifested in both these situations here. So you're gonna go with your these are 2 options that you lay out for yourself. So either way, you're gonna go with the option that you think is best, and it's this is healthy in a way. You shouldn't let other people tell you what's better for you, because you know best. But I'm seeing you being torn between these 2, trying to juggle also handling yourself and also maybe manifesting this thing, actually going back to the person that you were involved with, or this may be someone new. You know how this will fit towards your situation, but really do take care here with this repetitive pattern that you have, trying to balance work life, family life and all that. So really take care what you do with these sharp objects here. And this is the second option here with 1 the Magician and 4 the Emperor. Now let's take these 2 together. This card may be you, or this may be you, and the other one is the other person, or these are 2 sides to the other person, or 2 sides to yourself. You need to see how this applies to your situation. And here with 1 the Magician, this is a very capable person. He has all the elements here on his altar, and he can use them in different ways, like the alchemist here. He can use these in different ways as to manifest his will. He's holding the wand and he can spell Okay, so I'm thinking somehow that this alludes to you. With the Temperance card and the Ace of Wands, this may be talking about you, that now maybe after healing yourself, after seeing the situation, maybe you actually open your eyes finally and actually understand that yes, I can actually change my life and manifest the things that I want now. You can see here there's the snake that has shed its skin down at the alchemist's feet. Okay, there's a snake here, and also there's another snake on his waist. So snakes allude to change. So the old ways in which you have been acting, they need to go. And that's a normal thing. I think it's very healthy for you to actually transform like this magician here. Okay, it's like he's getting the flash, like he's divinely guided to change. This also is a person that can shapeshift. He can change his form. He's a sweet talker. He's very able with his words. It's like a politician card here. So he can manipulate the elements. He can manipulate people. He can manipulate the world around him. If you are embodying this energy, really use it to your advantage as to reach that wand there that you were focusing on getting clear on at the beginning of April. If this is the other person, really do take care, because they can manipulate other people, or they can push you into doing things that maybe are not that good for you. Maybe it's not in your greatest interest. Maybe they can also push you away from your own wand here. It's like, you know how a relationship would be, and this person is very capable of pushing you away, as saying, yeah, you know, that thing that you want now, I know a better way, or I know a better road, so come this way. So like really leading you astray, if you may. Now for the Emperor, this is an established person. This is a great ruler. He is sitting here on his throne. On this here you can see the Taurus, but it's like it's turned to stone here. The Emperor is also a horned creature, so you may be dealing with Aries, a Taurus, or a Capricorn. This also may be you, because the Emperor is horned creature. This is ruling in accordance with nature. This is the protector of nature. This is a person that is willing to kill the enemies of nature. So, but it's also a person that is very square-minded, because it has a 4 here. So it's either their way or the highway. If this is the other person, they may try to trick you into something, and this is one of the options that you have. Either be on yourself and heal yourself, or let this person manipulate you into further into the story that is between you two. And if you embody the Emperor, I don't think that you're so willing to be dragged along for the ride by this other person, because it's like I'm seeing this fire burning here. It's like you can still feel the sting of this episode that went on. Okay? If you embody the Magician and you're trying to convince an Emperor, if you're trying to be shady about it, or use plans and schemes to move this person, I don't think this person is even turning towards you. They also have this green upon them like this, and it's alluding to the idea of the snake. So they too have gone through a change. It's like they're naked here. If they have been backstabbed, it's like here they're being reborn back into their power, and they have this throne with the Taurus here that's at their feet, So I don't think they will gonna change their ways. You're trying to resurrect the dead cow in a way. This person is not gonna change because they're square-headed, they're very much in their power, and I don't think they will accept a co-ruler beside them. It's like I'm thinking they're the only ones that can rule. And clearly, whatever this option is here, I think either you or the other person, how these two relates to you, you can apply them to your personal situation. Either one of you or this person, after you healed yourself, if you're trying to push this person into back to where you were, which is non-existent in a way, because some people died here, you both went separate, then a free party relationship, so there's no going back to that really. But if you're trying to heal and reinvent and redesign, this is a card of an architect. He can design things. If you're trying to heal, transform and shapeshift and design a new type of relationship with this person or yourself, I think that someone here has very much of a PTSD episode. It's like I don't see this working out if you're relating to this person. You or the other person, you're covering your heart chakra here. It's like you've laid out a protection ritual and you're ready for war here. But it's a protective stance. Maybe you are in this protective stance if this person is gonna come back towards you. It's like, no, really step away. Really don't touch me, because this, what you have put me through, I'm not going back there. I don't think this other person actually realized the amount of damage that they have done, and it's unnecessary damage. You as a Taurus will understand because you're so well raised that you wouldn't do such a thing towards other people. But this person, I don't think they care. They're manifested as this authority type of figure, and it's like they can do whatever the F they want without holding any regards to you. Like, you're not even important. Like the whole, it's like I'm getting the idea of arguments that transform into some sort of a torture almost. And I think you're done with the torture. It's enough. Here you cut it off. And this is, you started with the wand and now you end with the 9 of wands. So like together they're that it's a 10 of wands. It's a heavy burden, and this is the big heavy burden that you have been carrying with you. You actually don't need this. You're capable of manifesting this. You just need to start learning to protect yourself. Stop being an enabler. Stop letting others feed on your energy. Stop ending up in these dysfunctional situations. Really take care of yourself. First, put up boundaries, learn to protect yourself. Then when you get the protection, it's like you're left alone to heal yourself. And you're doing a bit of juggling, because this is like a new energy for you. Like, oh my god, I can have all this goodness just for myself. Yes, you can. Any type of earth person, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you can just sit in one place and it's like you have this abundance aura around you. It's great to be around earth people. They're so calm, they're so awesome on their own. Just put them somewhere and you will see how they exude calmness and fertility and all the good things in life. And yes, you're about to do a bit of a juggle here, handling repetitive patterns. Maybe you're going on about the situation over and over in your head or in your heart mostly. this touches the heart, you know, when you're juggling things, it's like they intersect right at your heart. This repetitive symbol, the infinity symbol. And you can actually, this may be another person that you're dealing with here, but you can embody both of them. Just you can embody both, because you are a creator, you are an architect, and here you can actually rule. You are nature itself. You can be abundant on your own, even though you have here some skeletons in your closet. That you can see the fire is burning bright here, the fire from the Three of Hearts, from the Three of Swords, that is that heartbreak. And you also have some sort of PTSD. It's to be expected after going through all of this. Really take time to heal yourself. It's a lot to encompass in a reading, and it's very packed here in August. Before the sun reaches your house, I think you should deal with these situations. Clean out the dead skeletons, clean out the trash, you know, take out the trash and clean out all the dusty corners and dark corners of your soul and mind by using this wand here, and showing a bit of temperance. Okay? So Taurus, we will see each other in the month of May for your May reading. This is a very harsh way to start your readings, but this is what is. So any like, share, or subscribe will be greatly appreciated. Thank you, Taurus. We'll see each other next month. Bye bye.